Hey everyone, and welcome to Pokemon Productions. And I can't believe I'm saying this. This is my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. 5 years. It's been an amazing 5 years, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support. It's been unbelievable, with over 250 videos across 6 seasons and 5 years. It's been incredible, and I'm not going to be stopping anytime soon. I was thinking, what better way to bring in a new year on Pokemon Productions? I know it's been a month since New Year, but obviously it's a new year for the channel because this is the day that I did my first video, and it's basically 5 years now exactly. I thought I should review the one movie that managed to close off 2024 and the year of Shadow. Yep. I'm going to be reviewing the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So you guys will know that I've covered the last 2 Sonic movies. I kind of skipped out on the Knuckles series. I am thinking about doing a video on that in the future, but I'm going to have to rewatch it because a lot happened in that show and I'm going to have to rewatch it. But yeah, Sonic 3, I was looking forward to it ever since it was teased at the end of Sonic 2. Because they brought Shadow the Hedgehog into the fray. Shadow the Hedgehog, they basically adapted Sonic Adventure 2, which is of course Shadow's very first video game appearance. And they brought in the man himself, Keanu Reeves, to voice Shadow, which is absolutely incredible. We've still got the old gang. We've got Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, with Ben Schwartz, Colin O'Shaughnessy, and Idris Elba returning to reprise their voice roles. And we've got James Marsden and Tika Sumpter back as Tom and Maddie. And obviously Jim Carrey is back as Dr. Robotnik. And we actually see him play a dual role as not only Dr. Robotnik, but also his grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik. And they basically show how Shadow escapes from a gun base, or GUN, and we basically get his backstory, like his relationship with Gerald's granddaughter Maria, and Shadow basically grows really close with her. And obviously in the games, Shadow grows close with her there as well. But in the games, they were living on this station called the Space Colony Ark. And what happened is GUN raided the Ark and Maria was killed in the process. And this deeply traumatized Shadow, so much so that he vowed vengeance on all humanity. And that is essentially the plot of Sonic 3. Shadow has escaped the base he was being held at. Maria is gone. Shadow has vowed vengeance on humanity. And so Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles have to head out to stop him. But he pretty much wipes the floor with them in their first fight. And their first fight in Tokyo is pretty cool. It was pretty cool. We got to see Shadow's movesets against Sonic's friends, and we also get to see the motorcycle, and he was holding a handgun. It kind of reminded me of Shadow the Hedgehog, like the video game. Obviously, I have done a review on that, but still, it still reminded me of that. And Keanu Reeves as the voice, he was brilliant. He was absolutely fantastic. It's just as good as Idris Elba voicing Knuckles. I mean, Idris Elba did a good job with Knuckles, and Keanu Reeves has done a brilliant job with Shadow. And then we see Gerald Robotnik in there, and we learn that he and Shadow are working together to get revenge on the world. And obviously, Ivo, who is the younger Robotnik, he joins with them, obviously. And then there's this whole thing about them traveling the world and then heading off to London, I think, to break into a vault and restart a weapon that Gerald created, known as the Eclipse Cannon, which is basically, in the games, the Eclipse Cannon was a weapon that Gunn created with Gerald's help that has the power to destroy planets. And that's what Gerald tried to do in Adventure 2. Like, to get revenge on humanity for taking his granddaughter away. And that's basically what he tries to do as well in the movie. Like, he wants to destroy humanity. He wants to destroy the world. And Shadow does as well. But the younger Robotnik, he's not too keen on that. He he wants to rule the world. He doesn't want to destroy it. So he knows where the line is. So that's I actually like that about. I actually like what they did there with Robotnik or with Eggman, because they show that he knows where the line is between good and evil. He knows where to stop. I felt that was pretty good. And of course, and also it really hits home for Sonic as well on a personal level, because Tom unfortunately gets hurt in the process and Shadow almost kills him. And there's this whole thing about deciding whether or not to use the Master Emerald again. And Sonic keeps saying that it's too dangerous. But this attack on Tom basically makes him snap. And he basically forces Knuckles to reveal where the Master Emerald was. And it's been left with Wade Whipple, who is like the deputy who was working with Tom. And he also had that adventure with Knuckles in the Knuckles Paramount Plus series. But yeah, Sonic used the Emerald's power to go super and went after the villains, and then he confronted Shadow one final time. And the next part took me by surprise. Shadow booted the Emeralds right out of Sonic, and the sooner they grabbed them, they both went super. So it was Super Sonic versus Super Shadow. And I was really, really hoping that we were going to see a Super Shadow. Not necessarily in the movie, but at some point in the future. And the fight was incredible. Probably the best part of the movie for me. And it kind of resembles... It was kind of similar to a Super Sonic versus Super Shadow fight they had in the anime series Sonic X. I've not personally seen that fight, but I imagine it's something cool. But then, no sooner they realise that Gerald is trying to destroy the Earth, Shadow realises the error of his ways, and so the two Hedgehogs team up to stop him. And meanwhile, on the space station, the two Robotniks basically duke it out with nanotechnology, nano fists, scorpions and mantises, that sort of thing. And Tails and Knuckles help Eggman defeat his grandfather, and they basically send him flying into the superpowered Eclipse Cannon, which Shadow had powered up previously, and it basically kills him like a fly swatter. Probably the funniest death in a movie. But then Sonic and Shadow then have to basically move the Eclipse Cannon's beam away from the Earth, and it also hits the moon. But in the process, Shadow stays behind, and so does Eggman. They both sacrifice themselves to save the world. So that leaves me wondering. I think this time Eggman is truly dead. Like, he's truly gone. As for Shadow, he was in his super form, so I don't know. He might have survived. I don't know. It was a great ending, and Sonic knew what it meant to be a leader. He had his own family, and he said he would do anything to protect them. And so all in all, it was a fantastic movie. The best of the three Sonic movies, actually. Like, I loved Sonic 2. But Sonic 3 managed to trump it. I just love it. And that ending scene, that post-credit scene, where they bring out all the Metal Sonics, and then Amy Rose. I know they've already confirmed that there's going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but with a reveal like that, they've got to do it. They've got to make a Sonic 4. I really do. They really do need it. But yeah, Sonic 3 is fantastic. I love it. Keanu Reeves, again, he did brilliantly. Jim Carrey was absolutely hilarious as both Robotniks. The only thing I will say that could have been a bit better, they probably could have... I don't know if that would have made the movie a bit more convoluted or overcrowded, but they could have included Rouge the Bat as well, because obviously she was a big part of Adventure 2. She also debuted in that game, so it would have made sense to bring in Rouge the Bat. That's what I believe anyway. But aside from that little thing, I think it was a brilliant movie, and you guys should definitely check it out. Thank you all for joining me on this 5th anniversary episode, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.